What's up, you guys? Welcome back to V.S.O.P Sports Radio, where we only drink the finest of cognac. I'm your host, Ryan, and today we're going to be talking about the new Gaudian cap that goes over the NFL helmet that is designed to reduce the impact to the head during collisions. But before we get into that, if you guys can do me a huge favor and hit that like and subscribe button, because my philosophy is if you enjoy the vibe, then why not like and subscribe? Now, let's get into it. As this year's season was getting ready to ramp up, we started to see a lot of people in practice wearing the Gaudian caps that are extra padded. They go over the helmet, and this is usually to prevent any type of concussions or any type of head injuries during training camp. But this year, we saw a player on the Pittsburgh Steelers actually wear his in the game. We saw this during preseason. And so with the injury that just happened to Tagovailoa last week, we saw a lot more players wearing those pads this week. 5 players for the Indiana Colts were wearing the Gaudian sleeve. And of course, traditionalist, football players, football gladiators are completely against it. But the tight end of the Colts, Kylan Granson, actually had a very interesting quote. He said at one point, people thought seat belts were stupid. And so this just begins to start a whole new conversation when it comes to player safety and reducing concussions. And, we've seen Tua, have a few of them where they looked pretty scary, especially the one not last year, but the year before, where his hands were locked and his, fingers were locked. But with his latest concussion, everybody talking about, well, should he retire? Should he retire? It opens up a discussion that, what? Maybe more and more players who have had concussions, who are in fear of, a career-ending concussion, should start wearing these. And so I personally think at this point, if Tua has been having these head injuries, maybe the NFL should mandate him wearing this Gaudian sleeve. If you sustain a concussion, maybe you should have to wear this sleeve after you've been cleared, maybe for the next few weeks, hey, you have to wear the Gaudian sleeve for an additional 3 weeks after you come back, whatever the case may be. But I think at this point, Tua should want to wear one, because after seeing those devastating concussions, I've advocated that he shouldn't retire, just because of the simple fact that, people, boxers, MMA fighters, they get punched in the head all the time. And it's not like he's continuously taking, blows to the head. This is something that happens on an average for him. It's been once a season. He didn't have any last year. He had one this year. He had one or two the year before that. But I say all that to say, this might be the saving grace that Tua needs. And this might be the case study or the face of that movement, where one thing happens and it says to everyone, maybe these aren't a bad idea, or maybe these aren't as dumb as they look. I think more and more players wear them. You're going to start to see it trickle down. You're going to start to see that at the high school level and the college level and the Pop Warner level, which I think is the most important level, because these little kids, they still have a hard time keeping their head up and not getting hit and so on and so forth. But anyway, I'm curious to know you guys' thoughts. Do you guys think Tua Tagovailoa needs to start wearing this Gaudian sleeve? Or do you think he should retire? Do you think this all just looks stupid? These players look dumb. I personally think it doesn't matter how they look. The only thing that matters is that, they're safe and they're doing what they can to reduce long-term effects over this collision sport. But anyway, you guys let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for joining me here at V.S.O.P Sports Radio. Peace.